Howard Stern Show.
Wasn't it surreal when you're staying at Lorne Michaels and Lorne is and here you're about to start.
I was playing the pizza parlor. Now I'm hanging at Lorne Michaels' house.
Yeah, you go from 0 to 60, or 160.
Crazy.
You're hanging out at Lorne Michaels' house, and Paul McCartney lives in Amagansett too.
He's there that summer,
and he's hanging out with you in that house. You're staying in Jack Nicholson's room.
Yes,
I mean Lorne knows everybody.
Yes,
and when Paul McCartney walks in, do you start doing the Paul McCartney for him?
No.
Oh, hello, Paul.
Oh, no. No. Well, he's Paul's coming over tonight, and I'll never forget that. That would be Paul McCartney. So I'm already can't really even look at Lorne Michaels. I'm so terrified. And I did answer the door, and it was Paul McCartney and Linda. And the house was empty. It was just me, Lorne, A. Whitney Brown. Chevy was next door. He came over later.
Wow.
And Paul did say to me, your face is going a bit funny. So I guess I just turned bright red or something.
Wow.
So this was a presence of mind thing for anyone who meets a celebrity. At the moment, I thought, okay, I'm not going to mention the Beatles.
Right.
This was like 86.
Which is such a shame that you can't say to Paul McCartney, hey, can I talk to you about the Beatles? But I guess
know.
It's not cool, right? You got to be cool over
You got to be cool.
Michaels,
But I picked out an album called Tug of War. He'd done in 1981, and the title song, Tug of War. And I said, well, in the chorus of that song, when you said, one day we will stand up on top of the mountain with the flag unfurled, but it won't be soon enough for me, what were you thinking? Paul loved me after that.
He did. He liked it.
He just
That's
dropped.
a great question.
Oh, I was like, So,
Yeah.
So we became... So then after that,
if you had called in like Blackbird as a reference?
If I'd said, who played the drums on Dear Prudence? He wouldn't like that. Why did Ringo only have one song? And there was a list of stupid things I could say. So he's sitting right next to me, and he's playing a disc of a new song he'd recorded, never been on an album.
Right.
And this is what I'll never forget for people who haven't heard this story. So there's A. Whitney Brown, Chevy Chase, Lorne Michaels, Paul and Linda.
And you're a kid who has never been on TV. I mean,
I'm just nobody.
You feel like the help.
I mean, totally.
Yeah. Do people go like, who is this guy and what's he doing here?
Yeah, why is he hanging
Just
around?
like, oh, this is my new prodigy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But they were so sweet because my wife wasn't with me at the time. She was staying in California because I said everything I'd ever done was canceled. I'll be back in 6 weeks.
Worry.
She had a good job.
Right.
But they were very worried, Paul and Linda. They said, we don't like that Paul is not here with you, And I'd only known him 5 minutes, so charming. But he leans into me right as the song starts, to me, who he'd met 10 minutes before, and said, and this is exactly how it sounded, You know, Dane.
Dane.
Sometimes when you're writing, you try so hard to live up to whatever, you end up ruining the fucker. Isn't that? It's poetic.
Yes.
Because, what a thing for him to live up to. And then the next night, he'd had a new album pressed to play. And I said, yeah, bring it tomorrow. So I didn't think they'd remember. So they'd come over at 9 o'clock and start smoking weed and stay till like 3.
Or
no,
9
at night.
PM.
Okay. We put the kids to bed. We came over.
Right.
So he comes in and I go, oh, you brought the album pressed to play. Linda says to Paul, see, I told you he'd want to hear it.
Oh, my God.
So they were having conversations about me. So that whole thing was surreal.
When you're staying there and you're a guy who's not famous yet and you're hanging out with like the creme de la creme of show business.
Yeah.
It's got to even fuck your head up more that you're going on Saturday Night Live. I guess the intent was to relax you about going on TV, but in a way I think it would like freak you out.
It just wound me up into a tight drum. I couldn't really sleep or think.
Have you ever gotten a reasonable answer from Lorne as to why he kept you at his house that summer before the Saturday Night Live
I have
started?
no idea. Maybe other people said maybe we'll come for a week. I just stayed there. I just was there for
you
weeks.
didn't know when to leave.
I didn't know when to leave or what to do.
Yeah, what do you do all day?
Lorne would produce dinner. He'd sign in the morning. He'd talk to some staff. You go get the corn. He had food, and then you'll set the table and you'll get this. And then there was this immaculate dinner. So he was always producing.
I don't think too many Saturday Night Live members get to do that kind of thing. I think you're in rare air, so to speak.
There's only one Lorne Michaels.
Yeah. Who knows how he thinks and what he's up to, what his grand plan
Whatever
is.
it was, it worked.
Did you have free reign of the house, or did you feel like, hey, I better just stay in my room all day?
I just stayed in my room all day. Dana, could you come in, please? Chevy's here.
Paul's here.
Paul's here and Chevy.
The Howard Stern Show.